cloud. Great. And then those are posted to my YouTube. You can go on YouTube and search for my name and you'll find the classes. So let's start as we often do and move. Just move in any way that feels good to you. If you want to stand, if you want to twist, if you want to reach up and around, just kind of, for many of us, it's just the first time today we've kind of let ourselves just have a little private dance party. And this is a great one to just kind of wake up your body and find out how are you doing. All right. And now either standing or seating, we're going to do a little check-in. So either way, just have a good stable foundation and can soften your eyes if you like and turn your attention inward and just do a little body scan. Just as you do the scan, see if you encounter an area of tension or pain, see if you can soften into it with your breath. So just starting with your face, see if you can soften the muscles of your face, coming down to your neck and shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, hands. Let's, for 3 inhales, as we inhale, make a fist with your hands and shrug your shoulders and make everything tight. And exhale. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, tighten wrists, arms, shoulders, hold it. Exhale, relax, soften, and 1 more time. And coming to your midline, taking a deep breath, letting your chest expand. Notice, how does that feel? Front of the chest, back of the chest. Exhale, releasing. Same thing with the belly. Deep inhale, let the belly expand like a balloon. And exhale, drawing the belly button back to the spine. Feeling the weight of your body on the chair. Bringing your awareness down your legs, knees, ankles, feet. And now we're going to do that same tightening of the muscles. So on the inhale, scrunch up your toes, tighten your leg muscles, hold it, and release with a sigh. Wiggle your toes. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, tighten. Exhale. And 1 more time. Wonderful. And staying just with your attention inward, bringing your mind's eye to the area of your heart. If you want to put hand over hand on your heart and just check in. What's happening in your emotional body today? Holding any tension from a previous conversation? Feeling stressed, irritable, calm, peaceful, just kind of foggy or fatigued? It's all welcome. Just see if you can name it. And same thing with our thoughts. Are they calm, like a lake reflecting? Are they turbulent, or one thought going round and round? And just putting that all together, body, mind, spirit, breath, emotions. And we'll check back. We'll do some Qigong, coming back to the room, doing some just a little more gentle movement. Hands go up with an inhale, exhale with a sigh. We'll do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. Great. So let's start by warming up the body and sit back in my chair. You can do these seated or standing, starting with some wrist circles. Make sure your jaw's relaxed, other direction. And then we're going to do one at a time. Make a fist and then press out. Make a fist, press out. And just have fun with it. Go in different directions. Go out, go up, go down. Just tricking the brain. You can go across. And warming up the fingers. And now both at the same time. And then as fast as you can. Some of you can go really fast. All right, shaking those hands and those wrists. I call this Italian Qigong. Mamma mia. All right, so let's do our shoulders. This has a poetic name. I always forget the name. Rooster spreads its feathers, I think. So your hands are gonna, if it's available to you, come here on the chest, and then you're gonna go up, out, down, and around. If you're in a chair, you might find you're brushing the things. You can scoot forward, keep going. Somebody else on Zoom is joining. Inhale up, exhale down. One more in this direction and the other direction. So we go, it's like you're drawing a big circle with your elbows. You can move your spine a little bit if you want. A few more times. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to do some for our neck. I'm going to scoot forward on my chair, and then I'm going to make my arms into a big diagonal here, palms facing forward. And now I'm going to rotate my head and look up at that upper hand. And then I'm going to rotate my head and look down at the lower hand. And two more times. Up and back, up, back, and bring your arms down. Shake them out a little bit, and other side. Lovely diagonal, and rotate your head and look up, and rotate. Look down at the palm. Two more times. And one more time. We'll do a little chi massage on our neck and shoulders. So you're going to mirror me. Take your left hand, put it on top of your shoulder, and give yourself a massage. Big, big muscle there. And you can squeeze it if you like. You can find a tender spot and then move your shoulder a little bit. Go all the way out to the edge of the shoulder, find the bone, and then come along that top ridge where it turns into the muscle belly. And just feel the difference between the two sides. This one feels very stiff, so we're going to do the other one. So right hand, come over the left shoulder, and same thing. Try and cover as much area as you can. If you have frequent headaches, these are probably tight. Okay, knit your hands together, and if you are able, then your hands are gonna stand up for a sec. Hands are on the back of your head, and then your thumbs are conveniently at the base of your skull. And massage should feel heavenly. If it doesn't, find another spot. Cover a big surface area. This is a big acupuncture point, gallbladder 20. The gallbladder channel goes kind of on the sides of the head and then down the sides of the body. Great, so let's just do some shoulder rolls now that we've loosened things up. Bring round your shoulders forward and now go up to your ears and then go back and then down. So really take your time. We're not in a hurry. Forward, up, back, down. Mm. Few more times. And great. Hearing some snap crackles. That's fine. And so let's continue moving from top to bottom. And we're going to work the spine in 3 directions now. So we have our vertebrae stacked on top of each other, and we spend a lot of time sitting, driving, eating, watching. So we want to, what does that say? Saying use it or lose it. So we want to, be able to like keep our sphere as big as possible. And so we're going to first do a forward back movement where you're take your arms out to the side and now tuck into a ball, tuck your chin. If you're standing, you can tuck your pelvis. And now we're gonna open up, hands go up and back. And I want you to feel ideally a stretch here. Rather than your hands here, I'd rather have them up a little bit. And so if you're seated, you can bring your feet together and tuck into a ball, round your back, round your chin, arching your back like a cat. And now up and out and open. And we'll just go back and forth like this. Exhale down. Draw your belly button in if you want. And now inhale up. Few more times. And one more time. If you only ever have a minute or two, that's a really good one because you're moving all parts of your body. You're activating your spine, stretching your arms, legs, and so on. So we've gone forward and back. So now, in honor of Jumbo, we're going to do dog wags the tail. And so this one, I'm going to show it seated, and then for you standing people, I'll show the variation as you're standing. And so the basic movement is, actually everybody seated or standing, find the bottom of your rib cage, and then find the top of your hips. And so they're equally spaced. And now when we wag, I'm going to lift, I'm going to crunch. So my rib on this side is coming closer to that hip and then this. And so it's not so much this. My head actually doesn't move that much. It's really isolating the low back. So if you are standing, it's kind of like walking like Marilyn Monroe or something where you're swinging your hips. Yep, you all got it. Good. And now we can add in our arms and feel that kind of snaking up your spine. And then doggy is staring at me. And then if you want to do it fast like a dog, you can do that. If you have a dog, watch them when they wag their tail sometime. It's like full body experience. Great. All right. So forward and back, side to side. So now we are going to do some twisting. So I really encourage you to do this slow because we're being very intentional with what we want to move here. And so we're going to start, again, seated or standing. Look over your right shoulder. Shoulders are going to stay squared off. And only when you've come to the edge of that, then turn your shoulders. And now you can twist your neck a little bit farther. And now come back to the center. And then same thing on the other side. Look over your shoulders. Shoulders are squared off. And then when you've reached your end range, turn and look to the other side. We'll do that one more time to each side. And now that we're warmed up, now we can start twisting a little bit farther. So now we're going to add a hand movement in. So taking your left hand, now we're going to twist and turn. And if you're seated in a chair, you can use the chair to brace yourself and then push. Now I'm looking behind myself almost. And then come back to center, other hand, other side. Push across, head follows that hand and then keeps going. And now that we've warmed that up, you can start going a little bit faster. And if you're standing, this is the basic knocking on the door of life. But I want you really to twist your whole spine. So do it a little bit slower than you normally would. It's like wringing out a towel where you're getting from the hips, the waist, in between the shoulder blades and the neck. And slowing down, coming back to center. So that's also a good little sequence. If your spine is warmed up naturally, it's going to flow out to your limbs. And so we're going to move down and do a little massage on our knees. This might be easier seated. You're welcome to try it standing. So basically rub your hands together, generate some heat, and then pick a knee and scrub the sides of it. Go below the knee, on the shin, come above the knee on both sides, and then go behind the knee. And your hamstrings are the ones behind your thigh. Those attach. And then go below the knee. And those big calf muscles, they're often very, very tight. And then just do some tapping. Bring in that circulation. Great. And just notice your two knees now, the difference between them. Just a little bit of massage and tapping. This one is all tingly and flowy. So let's do the other side. Generate your healing chi, that warmth, and then come down. And just try to cover as much as you can. Make sure to go behind. And tap. Great. Okay, and we'll finish up our opening joint sequence with our feet. So drawing a big circle with your toe and do about 6 in one direction, 6 in the other direction. Some of you are doing both at once. I'm very impressed. Other side. And other direction. And feet flat on the floor. Now pretend these are your feet and scrunch them up and then make your toes as wide as they could go. Do that a few times. Great. All right. So we're going to do, we've just warmed up everything from head to toe. So we're going to do meridian massage, which really gets things flowing in the channels. Meridian is a word from Chinese medicine or Taoism. We have 3 channels going down the inside of the arm, 3 channels that start at the fingertips that come up. So we're going to tap down and tap up, and you can do this seated or standing, whatever is good for you. And I just encourage you to, each time you come down, take a different pathway. So by the end, you've really covered the whole surface area. So starting out, tapping up and down on your sternum, take a deep breath. Exhale and tap down, palm is up, tap down the inside. When you get to the wrist, turn it over and tap up the outside. Get the top of the shoulder there, palm up, come down, from shoulder to elbow to wrist, and then turn it over from wrist to elbow to shoulder. And one more time. And lift your arm and tap under the arm. And now try to the best of your ability to go down the side of your body. So we're going to go armpit down the rib cage to the side. One more time and come down. And again, I always like to just check in to see how Qigong affects me. And this arm feels very alive and tingly. So we're going to do the other side, palm up, starting right on the chest, and then coming down to the elbow, to the wrist, turn it over, wrist, elbow, top of the shoulder. 2 more times. And one. And arm comes up, tapping there, going down the side. Great. Now, for anybody that's seated, scoot forward a little bit. We're going to tap. I'll stand up to show you. We're going to tap from our rib cage down on either side of the spine to the sacrum. So back and forth like this. You can do this seated. You can do this standing, whatever's best for you. And now we're going to do that same tapping. So we're going to go start going, if you are seated, you're going to want to scoot forward a little bit. Start on the back of your legs and go down as far as you can, and then come to the inside and come up. And then down the outside. And up the inside, and one more time, down the front. and up the inside. And now let's just do another little check-in. We've been doing Qigong for about maybe 25, 28 minutes. So seated or standing, just soften your eyes, close your eyes, and just do that quick body scan again, starting at your head, working down and just noticing what you notice. How have things changed? Tuning into your emotions. Have they softened? Have they shifted? And your thoughts. And take a deep inhale. Slowly opening your eyes. And despite wanting to stay cool, I'm very warm. A sign that chi is flowing. All right, so we are now going to move into more restorative movements. They're calming for our nervous system. And so for most of this time, it will be inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And that's very, when we get stressed, we kind of inherited our brain from our ancestors that used to fight off wild animals. So when we get stressed, we mouth breathe. And so when we are breathing in and out through our nose, it's a signal to your brain, oh, she's safe, she's okay. And that can really support some nervous system relaxation. So seated or standing, just have your feet fully in contact with the floor. And we're just going to start out with the flow called opening the flow. So for a moment, let's do it wrong and do it very mechanical. Have your arms, have your elbows locked out, pretend you're Frankenstein, limbs are stiff, and just notice how that feels. So that's not bad. Sometimes we move that way if you're lifting a box, right? You're there. But for Qigong, now be the seaweed in the ocean and just float your arms up and float your arms down. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. So now we're going to continue with this flow, but it's opening in the 6 directions. So we're going to come up, and then the hands come back to your heart, and then extend slowly forward. You can twinkle your fingers if you like, kind of gathering the chi to come back to your center. And now we're going to go out and then back to the center, hands on a cloud and floating down. So we'll continue with these 6 directions: up, down, forward and behind, and then to either side. Coordinate the breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. one more time. Hmm. So lovely to be all together. Everybody's so coordinated. It was really special. Just little group energy thing happening. Definitely feeling it. So from here, we'll move into what I call the five elements flow in Taoism. There's five elements. We start with the lungs. So that is called the metal element. If you know astrology, it's kind of similar to air or space. Metaphysically, it's really like cultivating that which is really precious to us. It's with our lungs, we draw in inspiration. So that's physically true, but it's also true in other meanings of the word. So if you are seated, your hands are going to be here, face up. If you're standing, they're going to be here. And then we just go up the midline. When they get, this is the top of your lungs here. When they get to the top of your lungs, they rotate and then push up. And then follow that path. And again, when they come here, they just very softly rotate down. So inhale through the nose. Slight pause. Exhale through the nose. Again. And we intentionally move slowly. We're learning how to move with relaxation. If you're a visual person, you can inhale a color, pearly, luminescent white, deep into your lungs. And as you exhale, let it infuse every cell of your body with inspiration. And one more time. And we'll do just a short, sometimes for these classes, I like alternating yin and yang. So yang is the movement, and then yin, we'll do a little mini meditation. So take both your hands and just kind of massage under your collarbone. Those are lung acupuncture points. And now we're going to just hover our hands over those points. So the palm of your hand is over those points. And my elbows are relaxed, my shoulders are down, eyes are soft or closed, jaw is relaxed. And just feel as if you're beaming healing light off your palms into your lungs. Draw it in on the inhale. Let it steam those lungs on the exhale. And in your mind's eye, think of a beautiful place in nature that inspires you. And I'll be quiet and just draw in that inspiration. And floating the hands down. We'll now move to the water element, which is connected with our kidneys. And the kidney channel, we have two kidneys under our rib cage in the low back, we have two kidney channels. They're identical on either side of the body. So it starts on the bottom of the foot and then comes up the inside of the leg and then moves to the torso, and then it draws a line on either side of your belly button, comes up here, and then at the end of the right there at the sternal notch, that's the last point. So we essentially trace the kidney meridian. So seated or standing, you're going to lean forward a little bit. The back of your hands are going to come together and then trace that channel up the midline. Now notice my elbows and my shoulders, they're relaxed. When we get here, goes out, down, and around. And then your hands end up, if you're seated, on the outside of your knees. If you're standing, you just float together. So we just go up and around and then come back. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. This is called the fountain. The associated color is vibrant blue. And imagine your legs are like straws, drinking up that earth, watery energy, deeply hydrating to your skin, to your fascia, ligaments, tendons, bones. Someone with a balanced water element is in tune with their inner knowing. Their intuition can be quietly powerful, like water, going with the flow. And one more time. We'll do another mini meditation. Take your kidneys, as I said, are on right at the bottom of your rib cage. So if it's available to you, you can scoot forward in your chair a little bit, or if you're standing, putting your hands directly over your kidneys, feeling that warmth, and soften your eyes, close your eyes, bring special attention to that connection between your palms touching your body. Might feel a little heat. Just reflect on the positive qualities of water. As you breathe, feel your rib cage expand. As you exhale, let it soften. And realize those positive qualities, those virtues are inside of you as well. And dropping your hands, opening your eyes, we move to our inner fire in our heart. This one we do very often in class, cloudy hands. If you do Tai Chi, you're probably familiar with it. I don't think I've ever done this seated. This is a new experience for me. So floating your hands back and forth. Now, when we get to this side, drop that lower hand and turn this upper hand towards you. And now we float across, and then the hands change positions. So turning from the hips and the waist. And this upper hand can be smoothing out the emotions. My teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, says, emotions are like clouds in a windy sky. They come and they go. Conscious breathing is my anchor. There's no particular breathing with this, just what feels good. Sometimes you can do it fast if you want, or slow. And making the movement slower, smaller, and let's do a little heart meditation. Can put hand over hand. In Western medicine, your heart's a little off the center. In Chinese medicine, um, there we can do it right here in the center. We can access it. So I'm going to teach you a little what's called a coherence meditation. It's from a biofeedback company called HeartMath. I actually have a little HeartMath monitor. Maybe I'll bring in sometime and show you guys. That's kind of fun. So the first step is making contact with yourself, and might feel your heartbeat. You might feel the warmth of your hands, just really tuning in. And then the second step is starting to breathe as if you're breathing in and out from this space. So as you inhale, feel your chest expand, your rib cage expand. As you exhale, feel the area beneath your hands sink a little bit. And I'll just be quiet as you do that a few times. And then the third step in this meditation is cultivating, inclining your mind towards a positive thought. So something that just brings a heart smile, maybe a doggy or kitty or your grandkid or sunset, or just something sweet that you saw, and just hold that in your mind's eye. And now as you breathe in, really draw in that positive feeling. And as you exhale, let it really infuse your body. Cultivating a healthy heart. So opening your eyes, coming back to the room. If you want to practice that again, you can just Google it, HeartMath Coherence. It's a very powerful technique. You can just use it. I can use it if I'm out at the store and somebody's being cranky with the cashier, and I'm getting, just put my hand here, just take a breath, think a positive thought. It really can. They've hooked people up to electrodes and measured blood levels. It really can change your chemistry in a short amount of time. So the last element that we'll do is the earth element. That is our digestion system here in the middle. This one is called Pebble in the Pond. So you've heard that of dropping a pebble and then ripples spreading out from there. So hands are at the level of your belly button. You're going to exhale forward and lean forward, and then inhale out and around and depositing back into your reservoir here. So exhaling, pushing away any stress, and then gathering up beneficial, stable earth energy, depositing it into our middle. Out through the nose, in through the nose. And the color of the earth element is a bright, vibrant, orangey yellow, like the sun shining on California poppies. Draw that deep into your body, your mind. And one more time. Now take your right hand and put it under your belly button. Other hand is going to come up and around to the midline. And now we're coming from our head down to our heart, down into our lower dantian. And now you're going to scoop up that energy and come back up. And now comes the fun part where we swish. So we 1, 2, 3. And now take your left hand under, and then again, same thing. Head, heart, body in perfect alignment. Drawing up that energy and spreading it around. And just feel this integration happening. Body, mind, and spirit in perfect oneness. Feeling yourself surrounded by a golden bubble of protection. This will be the last one. And the hand comes down. And so we'll end with pulling down the heavens. We dip into the earth, go up to the sky, and then condense any energy, excess energy down into our lower belly center. Two more times. One more time. Hand over your navel. And just do a short scan. Body, mind, emotions, thoughts, breath. What has shifted since we started? And staying in a meditative inward orientation, we'll end just with a short silent seated meditation. If you want to stand, have a stable posture that you can hold comfortably for about 3 or 4 minutes. And I'll be quiet. If your mind wanders, come back to your breath. And keeping your orientation inwards, just kind of open your receptors to everyone that practiced Qigong today. I think altogether we're about 35 people online, people in person, and just tune in to this beautiful group field we created. And then in whatever way works for you, I invite you to send this good chi out. Could be to yourself, could be your neighbor, could be your neighborhood, someone in your family, people you don't know, living in fear, living in poverty. And bringing your attention back to yourself, getting ready to transition. Can wiggle your toes, butterfly your knees a little bit. Smooth the energy down your midline. And we will end class as we always do. If you'd like to join me in dedicating the merit, the words are, may the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. May the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. Thank you, everybody. Beautiful to be together. Nice to be online. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Good to see you. Bye, Jane and Kate and Ruth. Got two Debs, Marcia, Anita, June Ellen. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Thank you, Marianne.
Be well.